Hello everyone, happy Wednesday. It's Beverly, my Messy Room Stamper, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States here today. I'm here with a technique that I've never done, and I'm going to wing it right here on camera with you. I don't think it's a new technique, but it's new to me, and I'm happy that I found it because I think it's going to be really cool. And I hope it turns out, because if it doesn't, then you'll never see this video. So I'm going to tell you a few things that we're going to use today. Some Coastal Cabana. No, this is Bermuda Bay. Sorry, I keep calling it that. Sahara Sand cardstock. We're going to use the Beauty Abounds stamp set. We're just going to use the thanks out of it. And a little lace. We're going to use this beautiful flower. And we're going to color it in. And that's where the technique is going to come in. We're going to use our classic label punch. The Memento ink. Whisper White Craft, and I did emboss using the Whisper White and white embossing powder. So this is called the Whitewash technique. I'm going to use some of this beautiful ribbon with a little silver down the side too. You'll see that in a minute. So it's an A2 card, and I'm just going to fold this in half and get it out of the way. Things are messy here. And again, you know, I don't know where my bone... Oh, there it is. Bone folder is. And then this piece of cardstock is cut 1/4 of an inch smaller. And then this piece of cardstock is cut 1/4 inch smaller than that. And what we will do in the end is adhere these two together and tie a ribbon around them. But so this is the piece that I adhered. I mean, not adhered. I stamped the image on right here, and that was stamped in the Whisper White Craft and embossed in white. And I stamped this also, you'll see, but I don't care for that. I don't like the way that came out. I think it's crooked. So I'll just show you this, and when I do it, you'll understand. I'm going to use the Bermuda Bay to bring that back up. And I'm going to use the classic label punch, and I stamped it in Memento. And I'm just going to punch it. Just give it a sec. And then what I will do when we're all done here is just adhere it there. And that will give it a little color there. And I'm going to color these flowers in, and that's the purpose of the technique. I found this technique on YouTube. And if it doesn't work out, well, it doesn't work out. But the lady did it, and she made it look really simple. So what she did was she took her Whisper White stamp pad, and she opened it up, and she took a little bit of the refill, and she put a drop of it in here. Of course, it's going to take me a minute. I have trouble getting this out. I don't know if it's thick. There it goes. There's my drop. Yeah, that's why they call it the Messy Room Stamper, I guess. Sorry. So anyway, so there's your drop. It's a little laugh for you. Then I'm going to take the Aqua Painter. And what she said to do is to get a lot of water built up down in here. And we're going to, just like you would think, back to the story of whitewashing or... Come on, water. Oh, either my hands don't work or my stuff doesn't work, or... I'm telling you, there's water in here. Oh, see? Painted it, but it didn't come out. I have another one over here. But I don't think it has water in it. Oh, does this have water? No. No. There's water in here. I'm telling you, there's water in here. So, she took a little bit of this and she... Oh, there it goes. Smooth it out. And then she colored in the image. Just like this. So by whitewashing this, what it enables me to do is now color this image and have the color appear. I don't know if you've ever tried to color on colored cardstock with the blends, or it doesn't really matter if they're the blends or the pencils or the markers. It really doesn't work. You get a muted color, almost looks brown to you. And so you don't really get any color at all. And I've seen cards made with this like craft or this Sahara Sand. This is going to take me a minute, I'm sorry. And when I do it, nothing happens. So I thought, well, I have to find it away, and then I did. So I'm almost colored around. This is the one that takes so long. I'm sorry, I know. It's not exactly thrilling to have to watch this, but you're going to be happy in the end. There, and now I'm going to do, this one is easier because it's just these little petals. And this has to dry, but in the for the sake of time, and because it's the mystery of camera, I'm going to heat it with the heat tool, and so there'll be noise and it'll be yucky. And okay, I think that's all I want. So I'm just gonna clean that mark off my thumb, and then let's just color it in. I'm gonna shut this up so I don't and that ink will just absorb into the ink pad. I have trouble keeping that ink pad wet anyway. So I'm just doing this off camera because I don't want you to, I'm hoping the noise is less by doing it over here. And now I'm going to come back and I'm going to color it in. I'm going to use the Bermuda Bay on the larger of the two, and I'm going to use the dark Bermuda Bay at the bottom. People have different ways they like to use these Stampin' Blends. I prefer the sort of the painter side rather than the magic marker tip. But I don't think there's any right or wrong way to this. So you can see already that the color is coming up beautifully. You're getting a beautiful saturation of the color in here that you wouldn't normally get if you colored on this Sahara Sand. And again, like I said, this would be also true on craft paper, not the craft crumb cake. We don't do craft anymore in Stampin' Up. And then I'm going to come back with my lighter color and just spread it up the flower. Just bring it up with me. I have to tell you that I'm amazed at this because I think this is a beautiful look when it's done. And I am trying to be careful. I'm not usually so careful when I color. I'm better with the grandchildren. They think I'm a miracle worker because they're younger and they don't color as well. But in another year or two, they will surpass me and they won't want to color with me anymore. That won't be bad. That will be sad. They'll be like, oh. So here we go. It's hard to talk in color. You got your Christmas shopping done? Did you go to the stores? Did you? I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying. I am trying to do this quickly. I'm actually kind of impressed that I did it at all because I am truly true with you that I didn't practice this. So this is the dark flirty flamingo. I wanted to add some pink to this. So I'm gonna color these in with the flirty flamingo. So can you see that now? How pretty that's becoming? And it's almost like a watercolor look to it. This is Pool Party. This is the dark Pool Party. And I'm just going to use just the Pool Party on this. These are very small flowers or petals. They're not really flowers, they're petals. I got so excited when I was putting this together that I was going to try it like this and go for it on camera that I forgot to get my centers. And so I'll be like a true live and reach over behind me and get them. So now I just want you to look at this because to me this is gorgeous. See how pretty that is? And it was that simple. Truly, really and truly was that simple. So what I'm going to use are these clear faceted dots. And that's what I'm going to use for the center. I'm just going to take and put one right here. And put a smaller one here. Oops, maybe not that one. There you go. Now, I'm going to adhere this to my Bermuda Bay. Should have probably done this before. I put those faceted gems on there. Just like that. And I'm going to take that little piece of that I did here. And I'm going to put it right here. Right like that. Can you see that? Isn't it pretty? And I'm probably going to use a couple of little mini glue dots just to pop it up a little bit. I feel like my hands are huge today. I went out today because I had to get some wrapping paper. I think there's something wrong with my car. I thought I was going to die before I got it home. I was kind of upset about it. But I drove it home anyway. The whole way I'm praying, please God, let me get home. Please God, let me get home. All right, so here's the bow. And I'm just going to, I tie these upside down. I'm sure if you've seen lots of people tie bows. Bows don't really scare me except for when I'm trying to do them in front of people, but you know, whatever. I do love this ribbon though. Okay, turn it back around this way, pull this down here, pull this down here. And then I'll just clip off the edges a little bit. This one's pretty good actually. Now, if you think that it shouldn't roll like that, you can put a glue dot under it. I don't mind it. Oh, my ribbon is twisted in the back. That's good. That's really good. Now I'm going to use dimensionals and pop it up. And so I don't think the twist in the back is going to matter at all. And I probably put a little dimensional underneath that just to hold it in place, just because I made that mistake. I like it. Sometimes, you know, I could stop this and restart it, and a lot of people probably would. But there's two things. One, I'm a lazy stamper. And number two, why shouldn't you see what I do and see how you don't have to be perfect and you don't have to start it all over again? If I had to start these all over again every time I made a mistake like this, I swear I would never have a card. Never, ever have a card. So I kind of like to keep it real, so to speak. I don't know if it's really keeping it real, but it's certainly showing you what you can do and what you can't, what you might try. But again, I'm not a perfectionist. People that are, this would make them crazy. So here's back my Sahara sand. I did a thank you card because I need a thank you card. You know, if you're going to make a card, you might as well make one that you need. And I'm just going to pop it right up on here. And there you go. Isn't it pretty? I just think it turns out so great. You get a little shine from the embossing, and then you get the color on top of the Sahara sand. So again, that's called the whitewash technique. If you look it up, you'll be able to see other people who have done it. I debated on these frosted clear epoxies. I love these, but I like these clear faceted gems as well. I use the Stampin' Blends. The highlight of the card is a little lace, this beautiful stamp set here, and then the thanks from Beauty Abounds. This would have been a pretty one to do with this as well. So I hope you like it. I'll have the dimensions and all the products that I used up on my blog if you want to go over there and check it out. Thank you for joining me. I hope you liked kind of the impromptu, wasn't sure what I was doing kind of thing today. And I'll see you again next week, okay? Bye-bye.